Well, hello everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. My name
Welcome
is
in,
Bill.
everyone.
I'm from Warm Adventures. I'm here with my friend Scott, who's from Controversial Cruising. We'd like to welcome you all in. Thanks for stopping by. Scott,
Yes,
where
yes.
are you
Welcome on
at?
in, everyone. I'm just in Phoenix, Arizona. No,
Uh,
I'm just joking. I am actually on the Carnival Luminosa as we speak. And we are being graced this hour with great Wi-Fi. So that is why we are able to do this live here on the Carnival Luminosa. So thank you, Carnival.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. How was your week, Bill?
It was a good week. I can't complain. Been watching the weather more than usual because of what's going on down in Florida. Prayers go with everybody in
Yes.
Florida. Hopefully, everybody's okay. I know it's became a category 3 hurricane. I think when it finally made landfall, they were talking about maybe 4, but hopefully everyone is okay.
Yes, I was seeing some of that news in the passing too as well. I have a lot of friends in Florida. Also, some of our friends from YouTube are in Florida. So we hope everybody is safe, everybody is well, everybody's family and friends are also safe too as well in Florida. So
I'm gonna go down here real quick and just see who's in the chat. Let's see. You got Cruise Nuts. Cruise Nuts, welcome in, Mike. Embarkation Nation, thanks for stopping by. Feeding Frenzy 91. Sound like a shark lover there. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. This sounds like a new name. I appreciate you being here.
he's actually from the Bahamas. So he linked up with us from our Margaritaville of the Sea live. Yes. And
Oh,
he's
nice.
from the
Okay,
Bahamas.
nice. And we got the Clock family.
Welcome in.
Hello, everyone. What's Bill pointing at? I don't know. I probably pointed at something. Tay Weezy, welcome in the house. Thanks for coming in. Of course, my chat jumped on me. The Moonlight Adventures, welcome in. Destination Fun, thanks for stopping by. Destination Fun was she's my new favorite weather person now. She was giving weather reports down what was going on in Tampa. I mean, she had she had like 800,000 views. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. She showed you the waterfront down in Tampa.
That's awesome.
Official Jania, welcome in. Orange Cone Vlog, Ross, thanks for stopping in. Uncle Dave is in the house. Welcome in, Uncle Dave.
Welcome, Uncle Dave.
Z Gaming and Home Theater channel, welcome in. And that was on the thumbnail. Oh, I'd have to take a look at that, Mike.
Oh, I think he's pointing to me stuffing my face.
Probably so. Orange Cone Vlog, Sherry, how have you been holding up down there? Great work, Destination Fun from Moonlight Adventure. So, Scott, why don't you, for people that haven't been here before, tell us about your channel a little bit.
Yeah, so I actually brought a little special guest. So Bert will be a second co-host with us today. So he is our towel animal of the day, and I figured I would let him get a little exposure on the live. But my channel, Controversial Cruising, is basically the fact that you can have a view, I can have a view, and we can still enjoy the wonderful, wonderful experience of cruising together. Let's say you like ports, and I like to stay on the boat. Guess what? I'll either meet you at the bar or I'll meet you at dinner later, and we can share our experiences, what we did, and we can still cruise together. So that is what my channel, Controversial Cruising, is about. I will be bringing reviews. I'll be bringing different angles and stories. I have a lot of behind the scenes kind of crew. I'm not going to ruin it too much, but a lot of the behind the scenes crew videos from this cruise, also other cruise reviews such as Margaritaville at the Sea. So that is basically what my channel is all about. And we also have started Embarkation Nation, who is our friend in this chat here. I will be live tomorrow, and we have just started a trivia. So we have a lot of fun things on the Controversial Cruising channel here. So stop on by.
Well, my channel is mostly about cruising. Some travel thrown in there, but mostly about cruising. I haven't done too many long, videos here lately, but come October 29th, that'll all change. But again, I love, I love cruising, and I love talking cruising, which is the main thing, which is why, I love doing this show with you, Scott, because it gives me a chance just to talk about my love of cruising. And Mike is up here. He's being funny because I said I didn't care about the towel animals, and they, oh, Bill, you grumpy old guy, and you have the towel animal. He wants to, oh, I'm going to take a picture of it. I would take a picture of it, and then he'll be on the floor.
Hey, at least you get the picture though. That's okay. So
I do. I try to. Okay, can you show him again? Because we're trying to figure out what he is.
Okay, so we think today, Bill said sea turtle, but I think he is a penguin because we're in Alaska now, but or we're in Alaska, and I think because of the beak and the two eyes and the little flappy flap, and you can see he's kind of wide, so I think he's kind of like a little penguin, but his name is Bert. So.
And where you're at makes sense what you're talking about as far as being a penguin. I still, when I look at him, I see like a sea turtle with the fins.
A little bit. He could be, honestly, to tell you the truth, he could be whatever you want him to be, because that's the wonderful thing about cruising. So, and I also thought, Bill, I actually just thought about this. So the ironic part of us coming together and doing these lives. Is that loud?
No, that's fine.
Okay, cool. So Neil's making an announcement. But I thought the really ironic part of us coming together, found you, was looking up Carnival Luminosa. And here comes Warmstrong Adventures on his Carnival Luminosa review, Kiss the Fish, if you would say. And I watched that, and that's originally how Bill and I connected. So I always thought it's kind of fun to come back full circle. Now I'm on the Carnival Luminosa experiencing for myself. I didn't kiss any fish. I'm not going to say what I kissed, what I didn't kiss, but didn't kiss any fish. And no, I just thought it was kind of cool that, we've sailed on the same ship now. We definitely could probably have two different views of the ship. But again, we share the love of cruising. And again, Bill, I also love this show, and I love coming on every Wednesday and talking cruising with you in different topics. So,
Orange Cone Vlog, Ross. Good. My buddy Bill is in bad shape in Port Richey. Sorry to hear that, Ross.
Sorry to hear that.
Hopefully everything works out for him. Uncle Dave, I don't understand why Scott doesn't have 1K subs yet. I don't either, Uncle Dave. I think he has great content, great personality, but it comes with time. It takes time to get subs. It takes time. I mean, you can't cheat the game.
That's right. Just have to keep on putting good content out.
Ross said penguin. Is he a ballpoint penguin? Will G's in the house. Welcome in, Will G. Hey, y'all. No penguins. Okay, Will G. No penguins in Alaska. Now, sea turtle. I'm back at sea turtle again. Thanks, Will G.
Okay, I can kind of see it.
So, hey, Scott. So, what's one of your favorite things to do on a cruise ship? What's everybody's favorite thing? Scott, what's your favorite thing to do on a cruise ship?
Well, eat, of course.
Eating. Eating has got to be number one on a cruise ship. Everybody loves to eat. I mean, who doesn't? I'm actually right now. I'm doing an intermittent fasting to lose some weight. So when I go on my next cruise, the booze cruise, I can eat like a rock star.
Oh, I like that. So a little preparation in
little
lieu
prep,
of your next cruise.
little prep.
I like that. I like that.
Eddie Lugo's in the house. Welcome in, Eddie. Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome in, Eddie. Welcome in. Little wave from the penguin or sea turtle.
So
now,
go ahead.
Good.
So Scott, now when you're on a cruise ship, is there like any meal that you don't miss? Any particular, restaurant, any particular dining session that you just don't miss?
Bill, that is a absolute great question. That is a great question. So when I'm on a cruise, a lot of times with food, I become a creature of habit. So one of my absolute favorite things to do that involves probably three of my favorite things to do on a ship is actually the sushi place here on board. Now that is a paid eating lunch and dinner. However, I make sure I never miss it. And to go even further, I've actually had it every single day on this cruise. And I have a certain spot where I eat my sushi. I will get a drink and I will listen to live music because I love listening to live music most of the time. If you see me on a cruise, in a spot like that off the bar, I like to eat my sushi off the bar in case anybody else has any fish allergies or just doesn't like sushi. So I like to be courteous and sit back to where I can still see the live music and enjoy my cocktail. And then I'll come back up to the bar. But I've done that every single night on the cruise, and I will actually do that probably after the steakhouse today, just to keep the tradition alive. I am now also in Arizona, so probably the reason why I like the sushi on the ship so much because I don't get it as much at home. Okay. But yeah, that's something that I never ever miss. How about you, Bill?
See, I'm not a seafood guy. I know a lot of people swear by it, but I'm not a seafood guy. For me, it's the steakhouse. My steakhouse dinner usually on the first day because you get that free bottle of wine in any like specialty restaurant on Carnival. I like to go there and eat like a rock star. Get my steak, baked potato, Caesar salad, the little gourmet, whatever the chef decides to send out as a treat for us. I love it, and that's what I do. I am going to break from tradition on the booze cruise though, because we are cruising out of New Orleans, and I don't want to miss cruising down to Mississippi. So I don't want to get like a early dinner or 6-7 o'clock. Well, hopefully I still have a little light. I want to see the Mississippi because that to me that's one of the reasons why I'm looking so forward to this cruise in October.
Yeah, I love the Mississippi. Probably one of my favorite ports of all time to leave from, which I will also be leaving on my next cruise from New Orleans, but definitely one of my favorite ports. And if you have any questions after the live, Bill, or you want to know anything, please let me know. I love the Mississippi. It's such a great time going down the Mississippi, minus the tax on everything. But that's
again, I can live with that for one day. One day I can live with that.
Yep. But it's kind of funny that, okay, so you said the steakhouse is something that you never miss. Now, kind of alluding to something, I'm actually going to the steakhouse for the very first time ever on any of my Carnival ships. And I've been on 30 plus already. Not all just Carnival, but probably 25 Carnival. And this will be my very first time going to the steakhouse. So,
really? I find that hard to believe.
Yes.
I find that hard to believe because to me, that's like one of the ideal things. And, keeping on our topic, that's one of the times where I would dress up and want to put on a suit, especially if I have a date, put a suit, dress, and go there and have a really nice dinner. To me, I mean, that you just feel special. The service is great. And it just makes me, feel special. Makes me feel like a celebrity.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you dress up on the elegant nights or the dress up nights to go to the main dining room, or do you only do it for the steakhouse that first night?
I used to do it to go to the main dining room. I don't do it as much now. But again, if I go to the main dining room on elegant night, I like to dress up because it's something special. You know, back in the day, you used to they had tuxedo rental places on board where you could rent a tuxedo for elegant night, for those special nights. So then for elegant night, I do like to dress up. However, if I don't feel like dressing up, I don't go to the main dining room on the ship. The main dining room, I will go to the main dining room in a pair of slacks and a collared shirt. But for me, if I'm going to treat myself, I dress up. It's just something about dressing up, putting on a suit, tie on, and the atmosphere. Just to me, it just feels so elegant.
I agree. So I mean, even if I'm not planning to go to the main dining room, this cruise is a little different because it's 7 days, so we have 2 days of elegant night. I did bring 2 dress shirts. However, I went to put on my second one, and I think I have to go on a little diet plan when I go home because that shirt fit me on my last cruise and it did not on this one. However, I always make sure to dress up at least one night, even if I'm not going to the main dining room, because like Bill, I like being out in a nice button up and nice dress slacks and my nice dress shoes. It just really makes you feel good. I don't have too many opportunities at home to really dress up like that. So I kind of like walking around the ship, being dressed up, seeing everybody also take their pictures. Every once in a while, I'll hop in and I'll take a picture too from the carnival photographers and just feel kind of like that celebrity feel that everybody wants to take pictures and you're all dappered up and smell nice and look nice. The hair is good. So yes, I think we share that together, Bill. I do like dressing up a lot, whether I go or not.
I see Eddie's here. I'm fasting also, hint, hint. I'm fasting to be all over the place. Eddie, that's the sea turtle, Scott. Everybody saying hello. Cruise Nut says, Mississippi River is nice, but muddy and boring. The ship cruising down the river is cool. Yeah, and again, I know the Mississippi is not the cleanest river out there, but again, I think it's gonna be cool just floating down the Mississippi. I mean, it takes it back into olden days.
Absolutely. Now, I do have one other question for you, Bill, before we get into our first topic and we get rolling. But okay. I definitely do have a question for you as far as, I guess, as far as dining goes. So how do I want to say this? Let's see. If you don't go to the main dining room and you are dressed up, will you still go up to the Lido buffet and eat, or will you just kind of graze around and still just walk around all dressed up?
I don't think I would go to the Lido bar and eat. Not saying that I never have, but usually I would try to find a specialty restaurant and sit down. I prefer sit down service now. I used to, years ago, I used to love the buffet, but now I prefer the actual sit down restaurants being served. There's just something about that feeling. And if I'm dressed up, I do like a little more elegant atmosphere, if I can get it.
Yep. Of course. And now the only reason why I asked this, because on this Luminosa, there was just a little bit older of a crowd. And I did eat in the main dining room the first elegant night. I was all dressed up. My roommate and I both had dress stuff on. And then I kind of do rounds. I kind of people watch. So I was up on the Lido. And I was very surprised to see how many people were dressed up eating pizza or the Lido buffet. And, hey, I'm not one to judge. That's fine. You do what you want. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But on this cruise in particular, I just found that 90% of the people on Elegant Night were still dressed up and still eating up on the Lido. I haven't seen probably ever.
Well, and again, see, and that's like, if you're talking to people and they say there's no wrong answer, there is no wrong answer. If you want to dress up and well, I'll take that back. Elegant Night in the main dining room, no shirts, no t-shirts. I can live with it any other night, but Elegant Night, just that night, that particular night, find someplace else to go. But other than that, to each his own. It depends on whatever you want to wear. I mean, it's your vacation, so be happy. But that one night, I would prefer everybody to dress up if you're going to the main dining room. Yes. Uncle Dave says, Bill, the trip from port to the Gulf is a little over 8 hours. You'll have plenty of time to get your grub on. Yeah, but again, I want to do it like if I do it, that means I'm gonna have dinner I would have dinner probably at night, late at night, and I prefer not to do that. So I'll probably just grab something on the Lido deck and just check out, go on the deck and look out at the Mississippi. As it gets darker and darker, we'll see what I see, but that's what I want to do. Eddie says Carnival back in the day in 80s and 90s, that's probably when they had tuxedo rentals on board.
Absolutely. So now I know there may be new cruisers in here that actually may not know that there's two different styles of dining or two different styles of eating when we talk about cruise ships, right? You alluded to one actually, which is the steakhouse, right? That is something that we more kind of call specialty dining, or what they call paid for dining, because that is a service that is not technically included in your cruise fare. You can definitely pay for it. You can go the first night, you can go every night if you would like to, but then there's also many other options on a cruise ship, be it Carnival, Norwegian, anything, that are included and what they call free dining. So let's kind of like touch into a little bit of that. I'm pretty sure that I know this answer already, but if you had to choose one, Bill, specialty dining or the free dining, what would you choose?
I'm not, especially like the newer ships, I'm not opposed to some of the free dining. The Blue Iguana, I love that place. You got Guy's Burger. But, feeling special and keeping on topic here, the paid, even the XL class ships, you have Cucina del Capitana, the Italian restaurant. Mm-hmm. That is probably my second favorite restaurant. I don't know. I feel special when I go to those restaurants and sit down and I'm served by a waiter or waitress. It makes me feel special. So I guess what I'm saying in so many words is I prefer the paid version or the upscale restaurant. How about you, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, on the other side of that, I think, well, since I haven't been to too many specialty dinings, we will share which specialty dinings we have been to, but I haven't been to too many specialty dinings. So I kind of navigate and I find the best free dining that there is. And I will always go for the free dining because, to be honest with you, it's pretty decent food. It's pretty decent food. Now there are some time slots. So let me talk about that a little bit, especially here on the Luminosa, since I'm on the Luminosa. But when we're talking about free dining, right, there's things, let's say for lunch, right, on here, such as Guy's Burger, which is not Guy's Burger here. We're going to get into that later. But Guy's Burger, the Blue Iguana, there is either sometimes a Mongolian wok or a chopsticks here that's included. But a lot of these restaurants or a lot of these offerings are only open a certain time. So I know, because I've been trained now, this is the 6th day on the cruise, that all of those restaurants are only open till 2:30. So it's 12 to 2:30. So it's a very short window. There's not a lot of lines, though. That's the thing. So you just have to keep up on the time. And if it's chopsticks that you're after, you better make sure you're there before 2:30. Even if you don't plan on eating it right then, if after 2:30, chopsticks is closed for the rest of the night until tomorrow. It's free, but it closes. It has very, very short windows. I almost kind of think of it as like free specialty dining because some of these places will have things that you can't get anywhere else, but they're offered for free from 12 to 2:30, 12 to 3, 12 to 4, whatever it may be.
I got to admit, when I was on Luminosa, Chopsticks was one of my favorite places to go to. It was my go-to. When I came from Australia, though, everything closed down at 5. The deli closed at 5. Everything. So you had to make a decision. Other than the buffet or some paid options, you had to make a decision on what you wanted to eat by 5 o'clock or shut down. The pizza stayed open till 11, I believe. So you had to make food decisions early on when I was coming back from on Luminosa from Australia, which is one of the reasons why I may not rate the Luminosa as high as other people now.
I never even knew that. This ship is going over to Australia in a couple of weeks, but I never knew that it closed that early. That's crazy.
Hey, Jimmy, the astute tourist, welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here.
Welcome in, Jimmy.
Najuma Brown, thanks for stopping in. Uncle Dave says, Blue Iguana breakfast burritos, the absolute best. It's something about having the food made fresh and not sitting out under a warming lamp or anything like that. It's something about having that food made fresh. And the Blue Iguana is really high up there for me.
The breakfast tacos, the breakfast burritos, and honestly, on the Luminosa, I'm lucky enough because it's all the way in the front of the ship. I almost said front, in the back. The front of the ship on the Lido outside. So not a lot of people know it. Either that or they get really tired of walking all the way down the Lido and they don't even know it's there. So yeah, that's where I am every morning. And it's free.
And it's free. And again, I have no problem with free. Usually I'll do one paid meal. Usually that's my first night. I do the steakhouse. Other than that, normally I don't. And luckily, like with Carnival, with the XL class ships, a lot of time they allow you to go to the paid restaurant. At least they're changing the policy a little bit, but now it sounds like you can do it at least once before you have to pay, especially like a shebang. Apparently it's a real popular. That's a real popular restaurant. So they give you one for free, like a drug dealer. They give you one for free, and then the rest you have to pay for it.
Have you experienced shebang yet?
I did, and okay. I've done it a few times. When I was on the Mardi Gras, I really enjoyed it. It was some of the best food I ever had. Hot, fresh, great service. I did it on the Celebration. Not as good. The wait was long. I did the inaugural cruise. So again, the wait staff is probably learning the ship still. So it wasn't as good. It was still good,
Okay.
It's not really a blend of two restaurants. It's more of you have two restaurants to choose from. When you hear Chibang, you would think it was like some kind of Mexican Chinese blend. That's not the case. It's a Mexican restaurant and a Chinese restaurant, and you can pick from the menus of what you want. Because I thought the same thing. I'm like, Mexican Chinese blend, that sounds interesting. No, it was just you pick what you want from which side.
Interesting to know. I see that. I learned from these lives too, guys. I had no idea.
Let's see.
I also can't see the chat because I only brought my.
Oh, I'm sorry, and I should be reading it.
No, that's okay. I just can't see the chat, and if I respond back, which I want to, but if I respond back, then you're going to see a black screen, and so I want to say hi to everybody that we have already said hi to, and just know that I can't see the chat. But we'll be back next week for. I promise I'll be back to normal with the sound.
I'm trying to read the chats that refer to us or cruising. A lot of it, whatever I'm skipping, I'm trying to skip over just like the hellos to each other.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm skipping by that a lot of it. So just trying to see. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Eddie, bud. Bruce, welcome in. He says hi to both of us. Uncle Dave, like a drug dealer, love you're killing me, man. Well, they give you the first one.
They make it come back for more.
And they do. I guess it's working because they're starting to charge for after the first one. They charge you. Megs and Seeds, welcome in. Appreciate you being here, Meg. Everybody saying hi. Meg just got home. Exploring with Eric Chabangs is super good. It's sad it's a charge now for more than once. Yes, and when I first did it on Mardi Gras, there was not a charge, and I did it like 2 or 3 times in a 7-day period. And with all the food that you had on Mardi Gras, that was unique. Matter of fact, Mardi Gras. I don't know if I ever even went to a paid restaurant. Not even Emerald's. I don't. The very first week, because there was so many food options on board. We're talking about favorite restaurants. Emerald's on the XL class ships, not on over all the ships, but Emerald's on the XL class ships is one of my favorite paid restaurants. I would dress up to go there.
Bill, it's like you're reading my mind. All of the questions that I'm just about to ask, you're answering. So I didn't even have to ask that one, but that was my next question.
Scott, we're here, Scott. We're here. Okay.
But I do have a question for everybody in the chat and also yourself as well, Bill, since I have never enjoyed shebang. Would you pay for it a second time? So you've enjoyed it the first time. Are you going to pay for it on your cruise the second time? Yes or no? Y or N?
For me, yes, I would pay for it a second time. However, you have a lot of different options, so I would try. I would try the different options.
Okay.
And if it came back there, I would try it. But again, I also love the main dining room on the Excel class. Well, not across all ships. I enjoy the main dining room.
I do too. I do too. I know the Luminosa got really bad reviews, but their dining room is pretty good. I don't know what you thought about their main dining room, but I think it's pretty good.
The main dining, I try not to miss a meal from the main dining room. I did chops for lunch, and the main dining room for dinner most nights.
Okay.
Chopsticks is the name of the restaurant. Hey Betty, welcome in.
However, on this style of cruise, though, Bill, I would say about 99.8% of people go to that main dining room, whether it's paid, whether it's your time dining or it's anytime dining. I'm sure because of the older clientele and the older cruisers on this cruise ship that all of them will end up going to the main dining room. So it is pretty packed. And especially between 5:30 and 7, I check in a little bit later. So.
Well, I prefer. I'm preferring having a set time for dining because whatever reason, whether it be shortage of staff or anything like that, the wait time for the anytime dining is becoming long. When I was on Luminosa, at times they were, hey, it'd be an hour. I'm checking in, it'll be an hour, and it's like, well, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. So just give me my same, my fixed time at night. And I had a great, group of guys. It was four solo guys cruising, and we go there and we chit chat and talk about what we're going to do the next day and stuff like that. So I had a good time.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Whoops, where did it go? Exploring with Eric. They had great service during the transatlantic cruise before hitting Miami. Maybe more people on the one in Miami. Probably the Mardi Gras.
The Mardi Gras.
Probably is what.
And everybody in the chat, do you prefer when you cruise? Do you prefer free dining or do you prefer paid dining? And let us know some of those venues on Carnival ships, Norwegian ships that you enjoy, whether they're free or not. Let us know if you enjoy the paid or the free, but also let us know some of the venues that you like to enjoy and eat as well, because I want to hear and I want to know.
And everybody's saying hi to everybody and making sure like the people in Florida are okay. Checking on Destination Fun. So a lot of people, and luckily I haven't heard anybody besides Ross's friend Bill that was in trouble because of this hurricane. Kathy Mills has made it in. She's listening while eating dinner. Meg says we got nothing here. Exploring with Eric. Oh yes, I would pay the $8. Yes, best restaurant on Celebration for sure over that MDR. So Eric is one. Traveling Czech is in the house. Welcome in, Traveling Czech. They were on the Luminosa
now,
also.
If I'm correct, the Jubilee, does that have shebang?
Yes. Well, yes. They probably have all the same restaurants. They may change names a little bit. No, they have it. But again, I think now, and when the ships first came out for that first year, like Mardi Gras, the restaurants were all free. The Guy's Smokehouse, it was all free. Now they're starting to pay for more options. That's why the first one you may get for free, the other ones you may have to start paying a little bit. Other than Emerald's always been kind of a pay for a extra pay restaurant.
Well, the only reason why I asked that is because why did I ask that, Bert? Oh, that's right. Because on this cruise, I booked another cruise with a buddy of mine, another buddy of mine, and he gave me a really awesome opportunity to join him on the Jubilee in the beginning of January. And I saw it as a really big ship. I saw it as a way to kind of show others about the Jubilee. I have never been on the Jubilee. I had never even thought about going out of Galveston on the Jubilee. But here I have a wonderful opportunity. And yeah, so I guess I'll be trying shebang in January.
Have you ever gone on an Excel class ship?
I have not.
Mardi Gras celebration?
Nope.
Oh, you're gonna be so spoiled. Just because of the options that you have on the ship. You're gonna be spoiled.
Eating like a celebrity, that's for sure.
I mean, you're gonna feel like a star. You may not go to your favorite restaurant. You might go to twice, but other than that, you'll be going to different restaurants almost every night.
Okay.
Exploring with Eric MDR was not good to me on the celebration. I didn't have a problem. The service was a little slow, but I didn't really have a problem. It was slow. It was definitely slow. Because I went on that inaugural cruise. It was definitely slow, but the food itself wasn't that bad. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss
Eric, when did you go on the celebration?
Me? Oh, you talking about Eric?
No, Eric. I was going to ask you when you went, but you answered the question. So.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to know when Eric went on, if it was close to around when you went on, or if it was much after you had sailed on the celebration.
Yeah. Uncle Dave, what do you prefer, early dining, late dining, or your time dining?
Great question. Great question. So I prefer anytime dining. I will find a time when it's less crowded. So I've been eating a little bit later. I'm a little bit younger, so I guess I can do that, even though it's probably not good that I share that my dress shirt doesn't fit. But I usually go around 8:30. I'm sat very quickly, and then I'm off to go for the rest of the night. So I kind of like that anytime dining. But learning a little bit more from Bill here, I might steal that for my next crew. I never even thought about the set time and why you do it, but.
Well, again, for me, it's like I know exactly what time I want to eat. I mean, you kind of have to be regimented as far as, I'm going to eat here. I'm going to go to the show at this time, and for me, it works out better. And actually, the early dining it actually works better. I normally don't eat that early, 5 something. Usually, I like to eat a little later. However, if I do the early dining, I can catch like the late show and have the rest of the nights for myself. So. I prefer early dining.
Early dining set time.
Clock says free.
Free. Oh, and you want to know the other thing too? So I kind of thought this going to veer off a little bit, but not really. So as far as the main dining room here, right, there has been the anytime dining, and they have been offering people to sit with strangers or sit with somebody that you don't know to get you sat faster. I cannot believe the amount of people that say no to that.
I don't understand.
I mean, again, not judging whether you're with somebody, not. Where did the cruising and wanting to meet people and, you don't have to be best friends with these people. You're having one meal with them. I mean, I totally get both sides. I'm not being judgmental, but part of me really doesn't understand that, because back in the day, there was no option. Did you want to sit with somebody or not? I mean, you already knew you were going into dinner. You were going to be sitting with people that you probably didn't know, or that you just met on the first day, set time dining, that you're going to be sitting with them every night. But even though you didn't know them a week ago. So, but.
Yeah. And again, I don't have a problem sitting with people that I don't know. But again, I'm also fine with going by myself and sitting by myself. If I prefer, I ask for it. Like if I have a date and it's formal night, hey, can I get a table for 2? Someplace because make it more romantic. But other than that, you can sit me if you can sit me now with somebody, I'll do that. Exploring with Eric says Palomar and Le Bistro on the NCO are worth the extra cost.
Mm.
Yeah. When I go on these other lines, I can't wait to try the different foods. And Le Bistro is actually
wait. Me too. Next year.
Le Bistro. Yep, Le Bistro is actually one of the restaurants that I was looking at when I go on NCL. It's like their steakhouse, I believe. And I can't. I love the steakhouse. So,
are you selling Norwegian next year, Bill?
Right now, I don't think I have anything planned for Norwegian.
Oh, okay.
I've looked into it, but I don't think I have anything planned. And we got traveling check says free main dining. Meg says free blue iguana baby.
Yes, tacos and burritos.
Betty says I do not want where everyone picks over the food. I would rather be in a dining area where I am served. So Betty would be a MDR type of person or specialty restaurant type person.
So let me just say one thing on that too, and I know that you'll back me up on this, Bill. So I'm pretty sure unique to Costa ships, but actually here on the Luminosa, they don't let you serve yourself. Like maybe potato salad and maybe like your barbecue sauce and your jelly, but other than that, there is somebody behind glass that serves you, and you basically say, can I have a little bit of this, please? Can I have a little bit of that? Can I have some macaroni and cheese? And they will scoop it up for you, basically, and they'll make your plate for you. Everyone say hello to Brady.
Brady!
Hello. And the glass is there, and there's nobody breathing on your food, or there's no. Hairs falling in your food or anything. So I thought that was pretty unique, that we weren't able to serve ourselves at the Lido buffet. Excuse me.
Only thing that your salads and your desserts, but the main dish they served you, which I appreciated that aspect of it. The astute tourist, is a steakhouse worth it? I think it is. I forget what I paid, but let's say $40 or $50 for a good steak. The atmosphere, and the first night they gave you a free bottle of wine. You could open it up in there, so you can have wine with your dinner if you wanted it, or take it back to your room. So I thought it was worth it. What Scott, you'll find out tonight, I guess.
Yeah, I will find out tonight. Actually, Brady and myself are going to the steakhouse. Brady has been to the steakhouse a bunch of times. However, he was nice enough to say, hey, on the last day of the cruise, do you want to go to the steakhouse on me? And
yes.
Well, why? It's like, well, we're cruising buddies, and you haven't ever done it before. And, I talked to you. Well, I call him my uncle. However, I talked to your aunt, and she said, let's just go take Scott to the steakhouse. I said, I guess I can't say no. So Brady and I have a 5:30 dinner appointment at the steakhouse. So I will be getting a review for you guys, of course, but I will also let you know what I think by 6:30 or tomorrow. So thank you, Brady.
You're welcome. Hey, I'm gonna have a good steak when I'm on a boat.
I know you are.
You know it, Brady. You know it.
Yeah.
Eric with Exploring with Eric says Rudy and Crown Grill on Princess is worth the extra cost as well, with the new charge for Alfredo's pizza. New charge for Alfredo's pizza.
Interesting. I heard they debunked that though. Aren't they not charging? I heard there was like a whole thing where maybe they were charging.
That was on. This is Princess.
The cruises were. Oh. Sorry.
Yep. I am Betty. I love to stay strong and embrace the journey. Well, I can thank traveling with Eric B and Kathy Mills. I don't know if Kathy Mills is still in here. I came up with a saying, and they helped me improve on the saying. So they actually came up with this saying: "Stay strong and embrace the journey." And that's my philosophy on life.
So fitting.
Exploring with Eric, the transatlantic over from London. So I believe that was the Mardi Gras. Celebration.
Oh, okay.
So he did the cruise before me. The astute tourists, we do early dining so we can party tonight right after. Yeah, that's smart. Exploring with Eric. So yes, there are they were all new, so I can give them some grace. But Chebangs was much better. Chebangs was really good on the Mardi Gras for me.
Okay.
Meg says I prefer
Okay.
anytime. Then no one has to wait on me if I don't show up. Rob and Jan
like
Cruz,
that.
welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going on and just catch up.
Yeah, no, to echo on that for Megs and C's too. I mean, there's been so many times that Brady and I have ate together, but there's been so many times when Brady and I have not eaten together. He's like, I'm going to go graze. He's a grazer. He likes to graze. I eat full meal. So sometimes we eat together, sometimes we don't. And that's the great thing about cruising.
You know what? I think I'm kind of a grazer too, because I go up there, even if I go to the main dining room, I may pass through the buffet and get some dessert. Oh no, yeah, there we go. That chocolate melting cake didn't really hit in the dining room, so no, that looks good right there. And I'll try. I got to admit, which is why I'm dieting now, so I can do that.
Some people eat when they're hungry. Some people eat to keep from getting hungry.
That's so true.
Meg says, Scott, I'm an introvert except online.
Mm-hmm.
Eric explaining with Eric says, where in the world are you guys today, Rob and Jan? Uncle Dave says, I do anytime. But with set time, you're at the same table, same people, and the waiter and waitress already know what you want to drink. For the most part, it's more personable service. Yes, yes, and I prefer that. There's one thing that I like with my dining, and that is when I'm done with my food, I want a cup of coffee and my dessert at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough to get on the ship. And when you have a new waiter every night, you get the coffee. 10 minutes later, here comes your dessert.
Yep. Yeah, and honestly, to tell you the truth, Uncle Dave, I really like that you pointed that out because as many of you know, I have a best friend that works on the ship. He's not in the dining room. He is a bartender here on the Carnival Luminosa on this contract. However, when you go to something like a set time dining, or you go to somewhere where one of the crew members are able to establish a relationship with you, you know, just like you and I, or just Bill, just like you and I, just like me and Brady, right? We become friends. You become to know what somebody likes. So when you show up to the dining room at your 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, yeah, he might have your drink already set for you, or he may already know a little bit of what you want. He's not going to say, oh, this is what you want, but he may know. And that is kind of comforting to us as people to know that we're kind of cared about. And without those relationships, and I'm not talking bad about, you know, anytime dining or anything like that, but with the anytime dining, I've seen 3 different servers, right? Of course, gratitude and thank them all, but none of them really got to know who I was. Maybe a little bit. We talked 5-10 minutes, but if I had the same waiter every single time, and I've done set time dining, if I had the same waiter every time, he would be able at the end of the 7 days to, you know, take some selfies or just know you more on a personal level. And whether you decided to link up with them on Facebook or whatever and visit that person on another cruise, which means a lot to the crew members, you're able to do that because you have established relationships with the crew members. So thank you, Uncle Dave, for saying that. Sorry, little tangent.
And I see Bert was really pointing it out there.
He was. He gets excited.
My daughter, I mean, when my daughter was younger, we would go to dinner and she always wanted a strawberry daiquiri. Virgin strawberry daiquiri. So after the first night, every day when she showed up, the waiter had her strawberry daiquiri waiting for her, and she just loved it. And you miss that when you go to anytime dining. And not that it's bad service, but you just missed out. And Kathy Mills, stay strong, embrace the journey. That's Kathy Mills. But she says Le Bistro. I thought it was their steakhouse. She says that's the French restaurant. So I will try that also, because I looked it up. For some reason I thought that was I've been on one older Norwegian. I went on the Norwegian Pearl years ago, but Le Bistro, I do want to try that one, but I do want to try the steakhouse. And Cagney is the steakhouse. Okay, so Cagney is what I'm going to be looking for. Rob and Jan, we always do your time dining, usually sitting alone, and sometimes choose to sit with others. But sometimes it's exhausting to meet new people and start with a whole new "where are you from" conversation. And it is. Welcome in, see me traveling. Appreciate you being here. Rob and Jen, I'm going to the chat real quick. Meg thinks the steakhouse is 100% worth it. Steakhouse is worth it. Cruising, Rob is here, cruising on the high seas and travel. Thanks for coming in. 15 more nights sleeps till Carouse Day. See me traveling. I like free foods. I can do more cruising. I can do more cruising weekend trips by hunting stuff, which is correct. Which is why I normally get a lot of times I like getting the interior cabins. Everybody saying hi, hello, hello. Everybody saying hello. So I think I'm all caught up with the chat.
Oh yeah, and I'll also just to echo what you said before, Bill. I know that your daughter is probably grown now, but that is something that you will never forget, correct?
Never.
And that is going to live on with her, live on with you. And I mean, you may or may not remember the server's name, but you're going to remember that for the rest of your life, that she had a strawberry daiquiri every single night.
Yep. And, I mean, again, it's just like anything else. Once you get to know, once you get to know people, you become more personable, and people just love it. Exploring with Eric. Thanks for having a great chat about cruising. Got to run, but check up later. Eric, appreciate you stopping in, my friend. Thanks as always.
Thanks,
and Brandon Smith, welcome in. Have you guys done a Ireland cruise? Ooh, and if so, would you recommend? I have not. How about you, Scott?
I have not. That sounds really interesting, though.
It does. It does. And I mean, I think somebody is looking to set up like a group cruise to do that. I would love to do Ireland.
Me too. If you're doing it, Brandon, slide in the DMs and let me know, because that sounds cool.
Hold on. Let me see. Roll this up. Disagree, Armstrong Adventures. A really good your time dining can also have all the requests in place. Let me slide it up a little bit. Hold on. Can also have all your requests in place. Olga had a glass of cherry pie Pinot Noir. Okay, I'm not French. Already sitting on the table for me before we sat down. But how did you set that up ahead of time if you don't know who your server was going to be? Now you can, with your time dining, you can request the same server. I don't know whether if they have to be free, have a table free, but again, you can. But how would they know that? Because they don't know you're coming. I don't think they know you're coming. So how would they know to have it ready for you when they sit you in her section, his or her section? That, I mean, again, it's possible.
I mean, it is possible. I mean, it also, so it obviously is by person, by server, right? So if you have a really good your time dining server, waitress, waiter that just remembers the small little details, most of the time there is a request on the back end, right? Not even just on the front end as far as guest goes, but there is a request on the back end that some of the your time dining servers can make to have certain people sit in their certain sections once they end up coming to your time dining, whatever time it may be within their shift. So and it was probably
right. Clock says Ireland Cruise 2026. That's where I heard it from. Robin Jan said I requested and had the same table, and it jumped. And same team. When I checked in, they watched for me, and I had it ready. Gotta have connections. See, I don't have those connections yet, but that makes sense. Meg says go to Scotland and get a kilt at at Clock. Wow. We were on the same ship with them for 33 days. Nice. Okay. Robin Jan.
That makes
Uncle
sense.
Dave,
That makes sense.
Uncle Dave, quick pro tip. If you have great servers, bartenders, or any staff, take a picture of their name tag if you can't pronounce or spell it to give them, man, this chat is jumping, to give them some recognition on the after crew survey. Yes, always.
Yes.
That's how they get time off. That's their little kudos. So yes, I recommend that also.
Yeah. And just to go one step further, if you really, really like the service, you really like a crew member that stands out, make sure to if you can, find your way up to guest services and get the written copy of the review, because the digital copy of the review does not go as far for them. So if you do have an extra second and somebody really does stand out, there is a form that you can go up to guest services and they'll hand it to you, and you just write it in. That piece of paper goes directly to that person's manager or supervisor, and then they are pulled in a room and said, hey, you did great for this customer. You did, here you go. You know, hey, you get a week. You don't get a week off. I'm sorry. You don't get that. But whatever it may be, you know, they get praise, and it really does make them feel good, and it goes a long way. So
I believe this is Kurt. See me traveling. If we can get a good dollar for Scotland trip, I'll kilt every day.
I will buy Mike Clock a kilt if he will wear it every day. If we go
Mike said he would.
Island cruise together. So
yeah, Mike said he wouldn't. Uncle Dave, yep, I'll do that, and also write info about them in my phone notes. Yes, and that's what I try to do. I take a picture, try to do that. Scott, I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. Hold on, let me see. I wrote it down here. Oh, Scott's one late night clamshell tip. And I don't know what it is. What is your late night clamshell tip for Carnival or for cruisers?
All right, guys, you ready for this one?
Yes.
Bert got so excited he lost his eyeball. Okay, so for my clamshell tip, now this is going to take a little bit of planning. So if there is something, like I mentioned before, that you really, really like that is not going to be open, let's say later at night, and you may enjoy a few of these, or maybe not, and you just get the munchies, I always do the clamshell. So what I'll do is I will make myself a plate or a bowl. Usually works best in bowls, because then you take 2 bowls, and I really was supposed to get 2 bowls to show you this, but you were to get 2 bowls. You then get a napkin, tie the napkin in in the 4s in each corner, you tie it in, and then you put that in your refrigerator if you have a refrigerator. And then later at 2 a.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m., you are the only one eating a guy's burger. You are the only one eating shebang. You're the only one eating chopsticks. You're the only one eating any of those specialty dinings other than the 75-foot long line for pizza, or 75 people line for pizza. You have your own food. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to eat things cold, but it is something that you would probably be okay with eating cold. Otherwise, there's always microwaves up on 9 that you can go and get it heated up. And you can do that if you would really like. I don't go through all of that work to do it, but that is kind of my clamshell tip. I've passed it on to many people, and yeah, I usually do it 2 or 3 times a cruise. So,
hey, Andre Southgate, welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. And I got to admit, when I was on Luminosa, remember I said everything closed at 5. I would do that for the deli. I would get me a deli sandwich and do that and put it in the refrigerator. And as you said, yeah, the bowl works better.
Yep. Brady's got a BLT tonight, so he took my clamshell and said, yeah, I'm going to get a BLT.
Yeah. Robin Jan, yep. We put snacks in the bowls in the fridge. They do stack well together. Uncle Dave, same here, Scott, leftover, man. So yep, I do that. Well, Scott, we are getting to that magical hour right about now. What do you have coming up? I heard you have something coming up big tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow I will be getting off the Luminosa, but I do have a trivia with Embarkation Nation, and apologize that I actually don't remember the time. It is on my page. It is also on Embarkation Nation's page. But if Embarkation Nation is still in here and can do me a favor and drop that time, I know we adjusted it just a little bit because I am traveling. So we will be doing a trivia and travel and cruise trivia tomorrow for Embarkation Nation and myself. So look forward to that after I get home to Phoenix.
You don't remember what time?
I think It's 4:30 my time. So 4:30 and 7:30, I think.
Okay. All right. For myself, I have Banter with Bill. I'm going to be talking about Banter with Bill tomorrow, Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm going to be talking about river cruises, which I'll probably touch on European cruises, which will touch on Ireland, probably the Seine cruise down the Seine River, Nile River cruise, a few others. And I'm going to tell you why you should be looking at those type of cruises. So that's for me tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So we will be there. I'm just checking. Jennifer says yes. Your trivia is tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern time. I heard last week that you had some incredible guy. You had trivia, and you had some incredible guy who knew almost every answer about a Carnival cruise. The name slips my tongue. Oh yeah,
I don't know that
Warm Strong Adventures. So Cruise Vet, he was so afraid he wouldn't show up to defend his crown. So hopefully Cruise Vet will show up this week and defend his crown. Or I'm sorry, I'll defend my crown against Cruise Vet because, well, he's the former champion. So hopefully he'll show up. And any of you, newcomers that want to come in and try to take my crown, show up tomorrow at 7:30. But don't expect to win. I just don't. I don't mean to bust your bubble. Don't expect to win. Robin Jan. Robin Jan can cruise. I challenge you, Warmstrong, tomorrow night. Now I don't know what the topic is. Last night was right in my wheelhouse, the Carnival cruising. So I don't know what the topic is, but Robin Jan, tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern time, be there or be square. I'll be there to defend my championship.
And we got some cool prizes from Alaska and the Carnival Luminosa that I am going to be giving away tomorrow. So,
oh hell! See, thank you. Oh hell, Bill. Oh hell, yes. Andre, who was a boxing guy, who has a boxing channel. He knows all about boxing. There's no former champion. There's only a current champion. Andre, I agree.
Oh boy.
Yes. The current champion is Warm Strong Adventures. Let's get ready to ramble.
We got some people coming for you, Bill. We got some people coming for you. Where's the?
You know what? I don't run for challenges. I take on all challengers. All challengers. Red Dog Saloon
Bag.
Oh, I love
maybe
that place.
It's part of the giveaway. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's something Carnival in there. Maybe there's not.
Did you get a duck fart from there? Did you get a duck fart?
I looked at Brady because Brady is Mr. Duck Fart now on this cruise. I introduced him to the duck fart, and he will not stop duck farting. I like them. Don't get me wrong. It's good, but I mean, yeah. No, Brady found the duck fart, and man, I think he's had maybe 3 a day, if that.
I don't drink liquor, but
wow.
Yep. He's been duck farting all over the place.
Well, Scott, any other words of wisdom?
No, I know the words for me. Just if we're going to stay on here for another minute or two, if anybody has any questions about the Carnival Luminosa and want to know where I am or anything about the ship, we have a couple minutes. Let us know. Otherwise, I don't really have anything, Bill. This was good.
Scott, you sent me a picture today. Let me see if I can share that picture with you or with the audience.
Get ready.
You know, Scott, I'm so jealous. I am so jealous. I was on there for 22 days or 21 days, and on the way over here, never got to see the Northern Lights. I went to Alaska right after that for another 7 days, never saw the lights. Here you are on a 7-day cruise, and you've probably seen them just about every night. I'm so jealous.
So yeah, actually, Emily, the naturalist, she shared with us this cruise in particular. I don't know why we got so lucky, but we were able to see, or the Northern Lights was out all 4 of the nights. Today, And last night we were not able to see them simply because the fog was too present and it was just too rainy. But the other 3 nights, the Northern Lights were out. The second night, Emily made an announcement at like 1:30 in the morning, which she normally doesn't do. We saw crew members. We saw people running out half dressed, running, like putting on clothes, like going up to the deck 9 to see it. Luckily, Brady and I had already been out there, so we had gotten our pictures, but we saw people, like 300 people filtering out, and we got to see the Northern Lights. There was almost no speck of rain whatsoever. And what was and we got to see so much wildlife. I mean, we got to see whales, we got to see bears, we got to see a whole bunch of things. I think the only thing Brady didn't see as far as wildlife that he wanted to was a bald eagle, but somebody on the cruise saw a bald eagle. So we had so much wildlife, such great weather, and the Northern Lights. I mean, I don't know when you're ever going to get that again.
That sounds incredible. I'm sure, people in the chat, just like me, they can't wait for the vlogs to start coming out.
They're coming.
Robin Jan, nice. I'm Robin Jan. I'm from Canada and still have never seen them. Oh no. Destination Fun. I'm so jealous. Kathy Mills, have a great night next time. Appreciate you, Kathy, being in here.
Yeah.
The sky needs to be clear and dark.
I didn't think it was such a phenomenon. Like I saw pictures, of course, and I looked up and I was like, oh, the Northern Lights, that'd be cool if you saw it, yada, yada, yada. Probably not going to see it. Like, it's probably not that cool anyway, like, whatever, until I saw it. Like, once you see the Northern Lights in person, it's breathtaking. I mean, it's something that I would have never thought that I would have enjoyed so much. However, we did, I believe Emily said it was on the Richter or on the scale of being only a 3. 6 is actually the most, but you can clearly see how vibrant that is, and even at a 3, and how clear the skies were. So
yes, I am jealous. I've been to Alaska twice and never, not even a hint of it. The Mustard Drill, welcome in, Scott. Appreciate you being here. We are getting ready to get off here, Scott? But taking any kind of questions anybody may have about the Luminosa or cruising in general.
Alaska was, to be honest with you, I'm on this cruise to see my best friend, Sabio, who works in one of the bars here on the Luminosa. It wasn't that I necessarily wasn't ready for Alaska. I just don't think I ever thought that I would be coming this soon. However, I think that Skagway. I think Skagway is now my 3rd favorite port of all time. Now that I have visited Alaska, wow. I've taken it in, and I never thought that I would ever say that. I thought I'd be the Caribbean king. Oh yeah, I like Cozumel, I like Curacao, I like all that. But no, seeing Alaska with your own eyes, if you have never done it or thinking of doing it, even if you're a solo cruiser and younger, older, it doesn't matter. I think this is an experience of a lifetime. Especially if you have a significant other, or you have a wife or a husband and you want to go with your significant other. I think this would be the most romantic cruise that you could possibly take. No, maybe not the most, but one of the most romantic cruises that you can possibly take somebody on, with all of the excursions, being so close to each other, and all the once in a lifetime and breathtaking scenes that you'll be able to see together. And again, even if you do it solo, I'm at a loss for words of what I've seen and what I've experienced just this 7 days. So
it is. I mean, Alaska is amazing. It's breathtaking. Oops, it jumped on me again. Rob and Jan. Rob has seen them, as he's from way up north, but I've never seen them. Jan has never seen them. Skagway is our favorite. Jennifer Embarkation Nation. Rob and Jan, probably Jan. Skagway is amazing. Destination Fun, we loved Alaska. Destination Fun, Alaska is amazing. Wow, most romantic cruises. Yeah, Betty, there are a ton of romantic cruises. There are a ton of them. Just being on a cruise is romantic.
It is. And honestly, to tell you the truth, a lot of almost every day, I went out at least 15 to 45 minutes just to breathe in the air in Alaska, in the nose, out the mouth. And I sat down, I stood up, and this cruise really kind of helped me get more in touch with myself. I was able to clearly think of some content and some things that I wanted to bring to the channel. And I don't know, breathing that Alaska air, I just thought, reading all of it and watching all the videos, I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm probably going to just come back and say it was cold. No way. I am absolutely at a loss for words for what Alaska and this cruise has done for me and my experiences. I can't wait to go eat my sushi, well, steakhouse first, and then sushi, and then go outside and breathe the Alaska air. And I'm actually going to do it at night tonight. So Alaska, I love you.
Sweet. Jennifer for Embarkation Nation, they actually have a group cruise going June 15th of 2025. Scott, are you going to come back to Alaska with them? They're going on the MCL Encore, and that should be an amazing trip. So
I think we might be able to make that work.
If anybody in chat wants to catch up on that group cruise, check with Jennifer from Embarkation Nation or Ocean to Ocean Travels. I believe he's doing the booking, but check with them because it's going to be an amazing trip. And also, they have people that you know from these chats that are going to be on that cruise, which is going to make it even more fun. Rob, I don't like the cold either, but you would enjoy Alaska. It would literally take your breath away. And it's not really that cold most of the time. I mean, you're looking at 50, 60, 70-degree days there if you're doing it in the summertime. So it's really not that cold. Sometimes in the fjords, it might be a little colder, but I think you really enjoy it, Rob.
I think August is a great time to go to Alaska too, whether it be the beginning or even, try to roll the dice and go late like we did. So,
Rob and Jan, Jennifer from Embarkation Nation, are you going to Alaska? Rob and Jen, they are booking a group cruise to Alaska. Brandon Smith, what are your least favorite Alaska stops? I don't know if I ever have one.
Tonight's, and it's not in Alaska, it's British Columbia, Victoria.
Well, so see, I didn't want to say that because that wasn't Alaska. I was going to say that the least favorite stop was the British Columbia. Because of laws, they have to stop in a foreign port, so they stop in Victoria, Canada, and you're only there for 5 hours, 4 hours, whatever it is. You're not there very long.
And it's 8:30 at night. We pull in at night, so we haven't even pulled in yet to port. Brady and I are going to go to the steakhouse, and then the boat is going to pull into port at 8:30 until 12:30. What kind of port is that?
One I don't get off at.
We might not either, to be honest with you. Yes, June 15th. Okay, cool. Noted.
If the northern lights are high enough in the sky, they will actually roll and change colors. At least that's what they did when I was there in Fairbanks for 4 years. Wow.
Whoa. If you have any pictures to share, Uncle Dave, definitely find a way to slide in the DMs and share those, because I would love to see other pictures now of Northern Lights of people that have actually seen them in person. So wow.
Just Cody made it in. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for stopping by. We're just wrapping it up. I'm going on the chat to make sure I haven't missed anybody. Hey, Bill, nice to be in Canada. Rob, I'm from Detroit. I'm the only place in the United States that we have to drive south. We drive south to get to Canada. So I drive south and I head down into Windsor, Ontario. So when you hear that song,
like Canada, I just think it's a bad port for us, and I just don't understand why we do it at 8:30 rather than
time there.
No time.
And people, when you hear that song, South Detroit, yeah, I'm from Detroit. When we go south, we go into Canada. Windsor, Ontario. I am caught up with the chat. So, Scott, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. It's 8:15. We went a little over. So it's been a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your cruise. Enjoy your first steakhouse ever. Scott, are you dressing up?
Thank you.
Are you dressing up, Scott?
Unfortunately, I have to admit that I am not, just because I have already wore my elegant dress up, And the second dress up, unfortunately, doesn't fit me, and I am already down to just t-shirts. So unfortunately, I am not. Now that you said that, I'm a little self-conscious, so I might put on my dress up that I put on last night. But but maybe I don't know how to answer that question now. So maybe
you'll be fine. Wearing the same dress up, you'll be okay. I mean, you didn't go play basketball in that outfit, did you? So
no,
you'll be fine.
Okay, fine, okay.
Robin, Jan, they're talking about the Jones Act, yes, which is why you have to stop in Canada. But
yes,
they don't. But the problem is they just don't give you enough time to explore Victoria. Victoria wouldn't be bad, and it's dark.
Yes, scares.
So Uncle Dave says great chat. With that, good people, we are going to get ready to get out of here. And as I try to always say at the end of my chats now, it's stay strong and embrace the journey. Scott, anything else?
Keep on cruising. Keep on cruising.
We are out of here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you guys next week.